being converted. Um, it reminds me of a note that I'd written down that I was looking back when we were looking through our notes. Um, and I'd called it thought, and it was when you were about to realize you're having a thought, you send out a quote unquote freeze grenade and freeze that thought, uh, as it's shielded by awareness. And when you're saying that, remind me of that.
And then basically the only extension on what I was saying to what you just said is eventually you start throwing out freeze grenades so fast you become a freeze grenade minigun, and then eventually you become such a potent freeze grenade minigun that you aim the minigun at itself. It's like firing it into, there's two fucking freeze grenade miniguns and they're each firing infinite freeze grenades into each other to the point where there is nothing left except the freezing process.
It's the state where it's like, it's not even a freeze grenade. It's your mind is already like sub-zero temperatures that any like liquid that appears there is already crystallizing.
Yeah, all movement has already ceased.
Another thing is that it's funny you're talking about appreciation, because I was thinking about when you're talking about appreciation that it sounded very familiar, and then I remembered that I guess like at least a year or a year and a half ago or something that I had a concept of appreciation as a framework, but it was a 3-step framework where it was acknowledgement, affirmation, and appreciation. Where it was a step-by-step guide, whereas you could take any aspect of your experience in life and you could run it through that, and you would have to like at the end, you would get an enjoyable experience. And so the idea is you would acknowledge that thing, because like at first, if it's a negative experience and you don't even want to think about it, you might want to deny it, you might want to avoid it entirely, but to acknowledge it is you're actually taking it in and you're recognizing the situation. And then to affirm it is that you realize that the context of your life and the context of the world, that it is better that thing occurred that way, for there's probably something that you could have gained out of it, and that you agree with it to some extent. And then after that, then you can actually appreciate that thing for what it is, and that you can actually take it as an actually enjoyable experience, no matter what it may be, as long as it's as some point of content in your life.
Yeah, I mean,
I
completely
forgot about that.
There's a lot of lag and delay. You're glitching out a lot, but I got every word you said, and it's a really good framework. Yeah, I like that. There's something I was going to connect that to, damn it. But yeah. So as far as the pyramid goes, there was this idea I was having, which was making the bottom layer of the pyramid individual will to taste for step 1 and collective will to taste for step 5. What do you think about that concept?
One.
What is it?
What is step 1?
Step 1 is typically what I call maximum efficiency principle.
And step 5 is will to taste?
Well, step 5 would have typically been the point at which you go so far into unidentification that you reach identification with everything. It technically wasn't will to taste. It was like
that like black hole or
what?
white hole?
Not really.
Black hole or white hole?
No, a little different. It was like it's like basically the materialist God. But like, in other words, if you like, you can just think about the Big Bang to the point where you're like, oh my God, I'm the whole universe. It's like that, right? Where it's like you don't even need any religious buy-ins. It's straight up just like, if you zoom far enough out, if you understand enough that you're all mathematics, then you have to also understand that you are everything, because there's no point at which you are not. Like it's either you don't exist and nothing exists, or everything which exists is you, because you can't draw a line between it.
Yeah, if the average materialist thought for like really long and hard about the Big Bang, they would realize a thing or two about it.
Yeah, but that's really all.
They are. There's like the conception that there was a Big Bang long ago, but not the conception that you right now are the Big Bang.
Yeah, that singularity, right, I guess is the right way to put it. That is the concept that's expressed here, a materialist singularity. That is typically step 5. I don't know, maybe, I mean, that's kind of has its own utility, understanding it like that. But also you can kind of frame it, you can kind of frame the will to taste them.
Also kind of like exactly sort of like the set of all sets, whereas you're saying like the materialist God is, and that's like the collection of everything. What you're saying?
Well, yes, Exasics and the will to taste, or Exasics and step 5 have always been similar because you got to think step 5 is one part of the will to taste. The two parts that make up will to taste. So, in other words, Exasics is step 3 of the middle of the pyramid. Well, if you think about step 5, the bottom of the pyramid, it's step 4 and 5 combined. What are steps 4 and 5? Steps 4 and 5 are I am nothing, and then I am everything. So, literally, if you combine those two concepts, then you get the religious form of I am everything. If you combine the concept of I am nothing, so therefore I must be everything, then you can reach a religious conception of, oh my God, I am everything. And that's what Exasic says.
Right.
So they're all similar, but they're not all quite the same. My big thing is that I don't know whether I want will to taste to be the very top of the pyramid or if I want the top of the pyramid to be undefined and will to taste expressed on the bottom of the pyramid. That's sort of what I'm going back and forth with. I had to lean in one direction.
What would the top one being undefined mean? As in, it's just never mentioned.
No, it's mentioned a lot. It's just that it's like the classic elephant thing. It's like you can't talk about it. The Tao that can be named is not the eternal Tao. There's no point in giving it a name.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So like the top of the pyramid is just like God in
Then
itself.
what would be the distinction? Let's say you did give it a title.
So in
Whatever
other
that
words,
title would be, what would be the distinction between that and
so the
elephant
title,
that can't be?
the placeholder title would be the will to taste. And the reason you could do that is because you've made step 1 the individual will to taste and step 5 the collective will to taste on the bottom of the pyramid. You could call the top of the pyramid just will to taste and make it you could make people understand that that's an offhand. That's not the thing the thing in itself. The top layer of the pyramid isn't actually the will to taste. That the will to taste is just a recycled proxy for the thing in itself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I don't, like I said, I don't know. I don't know which one. I don't know which one to go with. I don't know whether to make the will to taste steps 1 and 5 at the bottom of the pyramid, or to just keep it where it is now, which is the top of the pyramid, and leave the bottom of the pyramid alone. What would you say?
Well, I'm just saying, as from an external point of view, it might be confusing to have something that's not named, but could still work. But I mean, the top one being will to taste. I think it sounds like it makes sense. Like it feels like it makes sense.
I'm so miserable right now. It is insane. Oh
Do you
my
still
God.
feel it? The sickness?
Well, I've got COVID severely. I'm literally on steroids right now because the COVID's so severe. Both of my eyes, they've swapped. So now my predominantly swollen shut eye is opposite than the one you saw in the pictures last time.
You've been sick since we left, right?
Yeah, I've been, yes. And it just keeps getting worse. It's not getting better. It's getting worse actively as time goes on. I'm still popping my ears. I've popped my ears multiple times on this call. And and then you compile that with the punching bag and you're in actual hell territory. Holy shit.
The body is probably very confused. Like, hey man, we're sick. What are we doing at war?
Yeah, the way I've thought about it is like I've been so miserable and retarded and I've felt so shitty over the past couple days that it's like, what feels better when you have the flu? Does it feel better to lay around on the couch and feel like think about how much you're about to throw up? Or does it feel better to just go for a jog and just fucking throw up? Like, it always feels better to just go for a jog and make the throwing up your will instead of something which is taking over you, right? And so that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's really the main reason that I've spent so much time in the heavy bag. Well, not the main reason, because the back has been the other predominant reason, but so those two things kind of flowing into each other. The understanding, the attempting to strengthen the muscles of my back, and simultaneously the other thing I just said, my memory's failing. I'm like shutting down completely. Yeah. I think I'm going to stick with Will Station at the top, but I need to think about it more. We'll see. As far as everything else goes, I don't know. I really kind of want to listen to the Voxer messages over the last couple days because they're so valuable. But also, it's like we're going to get to them eventually. So it's like on one hand, if I lose them, I might have to kill myself. So we should probably record us talking about them like within the next day or two, just to make sure that I don't have to go jump off the tallest bridge I can find. But then also, We're gonna get to them inevitably anyways, so we might as well just continue down the Voxer chart until we get to these messages, so that we cover everything in order and people have a clear, coherent, like, structure, and that even for us, we're going through all of our old content before we get to the new voice messages. That way we have a sort of new perspective on the new voice messages. You know what I mean?
And so, which Voxer chat would this would just be continuing where we left off?
I'm basically saying, should we listen to the last week of voice messages in the next video we record, or should we leave them for the last Voxer messages we ever go over? Because if we listen to them in order,
and you would say the only reason to do that is because of the hypothetical chance that we lose the new ones?
Yes, on one hand, we should listen to them first because we may lose them. On the other hand, we should listen to them last so that we've got the most context before we talk about them.
Yeah. Well, aren't we also dealing with, we just recorded stuff from, like, stuff we recorded years ago, and now we were worried about stuff from a week ago getting deleted?
Yes.
Like, how would that happen?
I don't understand at all how those are different or parallel. How do those contradict?
Well, it's like we've been recording stuff that happened years ago, and the alternative is to do stuff that happened years, if not months ago, and it's not deleted. So why would the ones from a week ago be at any risk?
Oh, I mean, that's a good question if we lived in the real world. If we didn't live in someone else's fucking Barbie house, if we weren't dolls being played with, then maybe I would agree with you. But at no point...
There weren't leeches attached to us. Perhaps, yes. And there was that scare last time that... yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it literally is just like the power of the camper, right? Like, why did the power of the camper go out? We don't know. Is that possible? No. Has anyone else read that? Absolutely not.
Well, the authority figure told us it was not logically possible, so we had that answer. That's not us.
Yeah, but the issue is that's always the answer. We're going to message Voxer and be like, how did these get literally removed the second I was looking at them? How did Voxer go into my recording, sort of my computer, and delete these whenever they were deleted off Voxer? How's that even possible? And the guy would be like, that's not possible. And we'd be like, oh, well, that doesn't fix our issue. Like, that's how everything ends. So it's like, on one hand, we should record them right now because God is aiming a lightning bolt, and we've only have, so long, only so many granules of sand left to fall to the bottom of the fucking...
Well, yeah, honestly, whenever we do that, whenever we do the next Voxer recording, I mean, I'm fine with doing them because it's like there wasn't that many, in comparison to like however we did last time. So I mean, we just could start with the last week and then start back from wherever we left off.
Like I said, the two big counterpoints to that, and I honestly agree with that. I think that's probably what we should do. But the two big counterpoints to that are, one, we should wait as long as possible so that we've got the most bank of previous memories. We've got all the old frameworks to relate to all the new frameworks, and we've got this like large Library of Alexandria to pull from while we talk about the new frameworks. Or another counter argument would be to say, we should wait as long as possible so that we do them all in order and it's a coherent YouTube series, and we don't need to like cut it up and say, well, we recorded this one this day and this one this day, and even though these are the last messages in order, these are also we recorded them right after we recorded the first video. So like, on one hand, we should wait as long as possible so that it's a coherent video structure, and also so that we have the most context when talking about them. And on the other hand, we should record immediately so we don't lose them. Those are the two sort of parallel thought tracks here.
So we're at a crossroads. After all this time, we're faced with, do we focus on quality, or do we go out of our way to focus on dealing with magical curse? So it's like, what's the lesson here? Do we focus on make the better thing? Or not?
You got me. So the clear answer with what you just said would have to be, we focus on making the better thing, and then God will not smite us.
I mean, that was kind of what I was thinking. Like, what if just do that? Just go with the most efficient, perfect thing.
Yep. God's always he's always hiding behind a corner though, waiting to fucking jump scare you like Five Nights at Freddy's. My God, I got so scarred over the past couple months. So many good recordings left, dude. I'm not even kidding. Like, the whole reason, if we would have lost that Walmart parking lot recording, like, I would have just put a shotgun in my mouth. Like, these videos would have never even gotten recorded because I would have been so convinced that there was a divine force preventing me from ever being able to record a good video. Thank God we got that one successfully recorded. I really hope you still. I mean, you have to. There's no logical way. That was recorded so recently that we should have to stop that video. But that was you're the one who recorded that one. So I really hope whenever we go back through our videos, that one we find, because I remember that one being really good.
Yeah. I mean, I should definitely have.
But so, anyways, I think I'm probably gonna go ahead and go soon. I literally feel like I'm about to collapse into a pile of dust. Um, the more I talk, the closer I get to throwing up. Um, the more like dizzy I get. I mean, Jesus. Uh, anything else?
Um. Oh, one thing. I was looking at caffeine pills, and the ones that I was thinking of getting was caffeine pills that it came with L-theanine in it. Is that any good?
Yeah, I didn't want to get those because I thought there's no way it's not cheaper to get L-theanine and caffeine pills separate. But if you don't care, if, like your parents are paying for it or something, then fuck yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I figured if I might as well just
Well,
get it all in one.
like I said, if it's coming out of your bank account, then I would just buy L-theanine and caffeine pills separate, so it's cheaper.
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
Then yes, in that case, go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah, dude, I've been doing L-theanine, magnesium, vitamin C, and melatonin for sleep, and Adderall and caffeine every morning when I wake up. And
How much caffeine?
what is it?
How much caffeine in total?
I did 150 today, and I did not like it. Although I've been talking pretty good
Or
now,
cons?
huh?
Or the cons of 150?
Too much. It's just all the jitters and sickness and
Yeah.
flighty thoughts. I didn't like it very much. But I like 100 a lot. 100's my sweet spot, I think. And like I said, I'm talking really good now. So maybe caffeine, even though it didn't feel good earlier, um, that's fine if I'm trying to talk later. I'm, I don't know how the scheduling works for caffeine. Maybe I needed to just take less more recently, and that would do the same thing. Because there'd be the same amount in my system right now. I don't know. The point is took 150 seemed like too much. Every damn time I take 100, I love it though. So 100 seems to be good. Although I will say this, every time I'm not on Adderall, it seems like 50 is good. So maybe you will only like 50.
So the inclusion of Adderall gives you a caffeine tolerance, perhaps?
Yeah, something like that. Um, something like that. So that's pretty close to what's going on.
Right, and that's the difference between one pill and two pills? Or is it
No.
one pill split in half?
For me, it's one pill split in half. I don't know about your L-theanine pill, they may be 50.
Uh-huh.
Holy shit! I better sleep good tonight. I won't. I'll fucking wake up 4 times to clear the fucking crust out of my goddamn eyeballs. Jesus. Okay, well, um, you betcha. Hit me with any Voxer messages if need be. I think I'm gonna go ahead and scram.
All right.
Godspeed,
All
soldier.
right.